Caution. This podcast contains content so unclean it might need its own shower afterwards. Listener discretion is advised. And your episode begins in 3, 2, 1. There we go. All right. Hello, my lovelies. Hey guys, happy fall.
Yay!
It's fall. I love this time of year.
Pumpkin everything.
Apple everything.
Sweaters every day.
Yes.
Flannel. Oh, yes.
Tall socks.
Tall socks.
Woolly things.
Excellent.
But here in the Northeast, we get fall for a whole 23 minutes before it's come and gone.
Which is why it's so precious.
Yeah. It's a magical time of year. Just feeling those autumnal vibes right now. So, at this point in the season, we were like, what? 3/4 through our season?
No, this is like the 60% mark. 11 out of 16.
Mark?
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point, everybody should know the drill. But if you are a new listener, welcome. I'm Lexx. I'm this week's host. Let me guide you through how we do this. Every episode, we pick a book that we have not read before. It's new to us. It's new to you, which makes it interesting because sometimes we don't know what we're getting into. And it's not just any book, it's a romance book. And we're going all over the place. We're exploring every genre. Why? Because we just like to experiment.
Because why choose?
You know, for once, I wasn't going to do that.
Okay,
but
well,
thanks for bringing it in. So we're not just looking for any kind of romance book. We're looking for something spicy, a little bit tingly, especially at this time of year. We wanted something a little magical. I was sitting there, I was looking through all the suggestions, and I saw witches and pirates. And I'm like, yeah, we're doing this.
Done.
I don't know. If you guys don't like it, too bad. We're doing this. And the cherry on top is each time we pick a new cocktail. So tonight we are drinking the Midnight Martini. Dun, dun, dun. Check out our social medias, Lusty Library Podcast, for the recipe. Have a sip, my friends.
Wait, hold on. You were about to move on. This is like a major shout out. Lexx invented this drink, okay? This is not a drink that we're just borrowing from some cool blogger. It's giving autumn, okay?
So this is a chocolate-covered cherry. It is pitch black with a little bit of edible dust for the magic.
Yeah, it's giving witchy.
It's giving witchy?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
All right. I have to tell you something rather important.
What's up?
If you tuned into episode 4, Ruthless Creatures, this cocktail would make me have anal. Give me 2 of these. It's happening. This shit is delicious and strong.
Yeah.
I feel the hair growing on my chest right now.
You feel your butthole just loosening right up.
It is dessert in a glass.
Oh, so good.
Oh, incredible.
Amazing concoction, Lexx. Great job.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So to go with this, our lovely, magical pirate adventure, we are reading Hunt on Dark Waters by Katee Robert. Let me try and give you the back of the box synopsis. Evelyn is a witch with a perfect storm of impulses, terrible taste in bed partners, sticky fingers, and a lust for danger. After she steals from her vampire ex and falls through a portal to another realm, she's fished out of the waters by a band of seafarers and their telekinetic captain. She's immediately given a choice: join their ship's crew or die. Bowen has no memory of his life before he became one of the Kun Anun. He and his band of pirates are bound by a vow to patrol the threshold, the magical sea in between realms, keeping the portals to other worlds safe. When he rescues Evelyn, he doesn't expect to be attracted to the unflappable, brassy pickpocket. The longer he spends in her presence, the more he begins to question if his heart is the next thing she'll steal. But as tensions heat up between Bowen and Evelyn, the danger at sea escalates as well. because Evelyn has no intention of keeping her vows to the Kun Anun. And if she betrays the crew, both she and Bowen will pay the ultimate price. You know what? I actually wish they just hadn't put telekinetic captain. I would have liked that as a surprise.
I mean,
okay.
welcome to my life.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Everything was a surprise to you.
Everything was a surprise to me, except for the fact that there was going to be witches and pirates. I did not know there was going to be a vampire in this also.
If you are somebody who's been in the fantasy world, or plays fantasy video games, or plays D&D, or has watched Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and any of these things, it's all in here.
Yeah.
With a little bits of Pirate of the Caribbean smashed in there.
It made me feel like I was part of a club because I've played a little bit of D&D, which I never in my life thought I was ever going to play. I shat on it so hard my whole life, and then I played it with the best, absolute best DM you'll ever find. And that's what makes it fun, folks. But let me tell you, I felt very special because I knew about all the fun things.
You had the decoder ring.
Uh-huh.
But also, I think Katee writes in such a way that you don't have to know what these things are ahead of time. You can just be sucked into the world.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, sure. They give you just enough, but it's not like these info dumps either. My big overall impression of this, it was fun. It was easy. It was super entertaining. And like right out of the gate, we are in another world. Did you folks feel like Katee started the novel in our world or a little askew to our world?
So I felt like Katee put us in a world that was our own, but magical. So it wasn't all that outside of what you're already envisioning. So you don't have to build all these different environments in your head. So you go in nice and easy. You're at a bar. It's a regular bar, but there's magical folk here.
Mm-hmm.
And she really explains that not all the time you're mixing and commingling. So then they move us to the other worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a little bit more layering with descriptions of the terrain and descriptions of the places. So it gets a little bit more rich as you go. And you're used to the writing style and you're used to the characters and everything. Yeah, it's a really nice, easy intro.
Yeah.
Very easy listening for those of you who are listening. Also, the narrators were great. So I liked the male narrator especially. The female, I was like, okay, she's fine. But the male narrator, I loved.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he was
very
awesome.
good.
I'll have to give it a listen. I really felt like it was our world just a little bit askew. There's a part in the book where I'm like, oh, Katee's a Supernatural fan. And so when I read that, it made the bar opening feel like, the first couple seasons of Supernatural where it's our world, but also there's a secret underneath world of vampires and werewolves and like things that go bump in the night. And I feel like we started the bar at Evelyn is a witch, but she codes as human.
Right.
She's there with Lizzie, her girlfriend. They don't do labels.
Situation partner.
Yeah.
Right. She's in a situationship.
And they're checking out a gal at the end at the bar trying to decide if they're going to pick her up.
Who's a human.
They
like to play with the
humans. Yep. And it did have that like supernatural vibe to me.
And Katee threw in that nugget in there.
Yes.
That I understood, which was funny. When she finally meets Bowen, she's like, I need to get back to my family. I have 4 children. So he tests her. He said, oh, what are your 4 kids' names? She's like, Sam, Dean, John, Cass. And I was like, oh, shit, that's supernatural.
Yeah.
So I got that right off the bat, which was nice for me.
Yeah, that blew right over my head.
Oh, geez.
I don't know what supernatural is.
Oh, no. I'm the cool kid here of the group, right? We have to admit that. If I know what supernatural is, you need to know what supernatural is.
Okay, well then I gotta go.
Just for the man meat that occurs across the screen, if nothing else.
Okay. All right.
We get out at the bar because Evelyn gets drunk. Lizzie takes her home, and you think like, okay, where is this going? Evelyn wakes up, and Lizzie's like, you have to get out. Get out of here now. My mom's coming home.
Oh, shit.
Mom's high up vampire, yeah.
The fun thing about Lizzie that we learn is that she's a bloodline vampire, and that in this world means that she can control your blood and like use it like a weapon.
Yeah.
And do almost anything with it, mold it into a physical object if need be. So,
Or she can use it to manipulate it to draw it to certain areas.
right.
Yep.
Right.
And her bite is very special.
Right.
It's orgasmic.
Yeah. Yeah. So Lizzie sounds like a ball of fun.
But Lizzie is also very dry. She is not warm. She is not soft. They are fucking. This isn't the holding hands. This isn't I'm running my fingers through your hair.
Oh, but she does. In the car ride.
Yeah,
In
but
the
it's
car when she's drunk, but that's the first show of emotion.
Yes.
Right.
That Evelyn is like, oh, I think she may actually tolerate me.
Yeah. You get a little window into, is there something beyond this just being a sex transaction?
But I really liked the power that Katee describes that Lizzie has, where she is extremely powerful. Like when she walks around the bar, people are like, stay away from that person.
And she's beautiful.
Yeah.
We know vampires, they sparkle in the sunlight.
God damn it. And she's an assassin for her mom's family. Like, she's a badass.
So badass.
You know, Evelyn wakes up and Lizzie's like, you got to get out. And by the way, I'm breaking up with you. Yeah.
This is over.
This is over. Get out.
Time to go.
So shitty.
How well does Evelyn take that?
Yeah, not well. Evelyn's like, fuck you. Not only am I gonna leave now and run for my fucking life, asshole, but you know what? You pissed me off and you hurt my little heart. So I'm gonna steal all your family jewels on the way out.
Oh, she's taking a parting gift with her.
Yeah.
Did
It's
you
like
guys
a
do
little
that?
gift bag.
Absolutely not.
No.
What? She's
You
insane.
wouldn't do that out of spite?
No, if I
Evelyn?
was a witch versus a vampire, hell the fuck no.
Evelyn's insane. I mean, she's insane.
Yeah, she doesn't make good life choices.
No, she
No.
doesn't. Grandma tried to teach her well, but
She wasn't listening to Bunny's advice. First of all,
No.
Bunny told us stay the fuck away from vampires.
yeah, so there we go.
I do love a good orphan story. No, like background story. Like,
Tomorrow. Are we going like Annie?
no,
Okay.
no. She's raised by this like grizzly grandmother that's just taking no shit. Like, I think I would have liked Bunny.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
We all would
Oh,
have
yeah.
loved her.
Oh, yeah.
Witchy grandma.
Oh, yeah.
She'd be having the martini right here with us, telling us
Absolutely.
it was too weak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Lizzie tries to get out of this big mansion and ends up in this room with a mirror, and she realizes that it's a portal to another world.
So she's like, well, that gets me out of the house and away from the vampires, I
Yeah.
guess.
The 25 that are coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
25 she sensed.
Right. As previously discussed, Evelyn does not make great life decisions. So she's like, I guess I'm going to jump into this fucking portal and I have no idea where it goes. What the fuck, Evelyn?
Not just jumps into it, but because Lizzie comes through the door at the end and she doesn't want her following, she casts a spell, which I think the spell thing is really cool.
It was very cool.
So, like, in this world, if you are going to cast spells, you have to, like, prepare them. You don't just say some words and stuff. And so she has tattooed the preparation spells into her body. So she, like, slaps a tattoo, it activates it, and then it happens.
She set a 25-second destruction spell. So she waits a few seconds and then right at the very last second, she jumps through
Yep.
and Lizzie comes through the door right after her. And she's like, you bitch,
Okay.
I will fucking kill you.
Well, because as Evelyn is going through the portal, the backpack she is carrying clings against the portal.
Dun, dun, dun.
And Lizzie hears that she's got the family jewels, baby. And she's exiting stage left. But let's talk about what kind of dum-dum Evelyn is for destroying the portal in and out of her worlds.
Yeah.
And listen,
She
she's
just
not
trapped herself there.
thinking very hard.
No. Bad decision. Bad decision.
She's too
Bad
used
decision.
to being a cutie pie smarty pants with quick hands to get herself out of every situation.
Kleptomaniac.
She's a bad decision-making kleptomaniac.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So I thought it was really interesting. I read the synopsis. I was all excited. I love witches and pirates. It was intriguing. When the book opened, I was kind of like, well, how the fuck are we getting pirates from here? So I kind of like the progression of how the story quickly moved into another realm. But I'll tell you, in the first 10 pages, I was like, I don't know how this is going to happen. Oh, surprise. So that was really cool. I liked that. That was a nice, very soft landing into a completely different world.
Right. She pops into the new world. She finds herself basically drowning. She is pulled out, slammed on deck, opens her eyes. And what does she see? Tell me about it, Birdie.
Oh, she gets saved by the hot guy on the boat. She's about to get harpooned, basically, by the people who are like, yeah, well, fuck her. She's in the fucking water.
She's trouble.
She's a mermaid.
Yeah, she's up to no good, obviously. And Bowen.
Captain Bowen.
Captain Bowen. Meow.
Meow meow.
He's like, no, our job at the Kunanoon is to save everyone. He's just like, no, here we are, the Kunanoon. We save people no matter what, and we give them two choices. You can either join the Kunanoon or you can die. So,
But at least you'll be given a choice.
right, you'll be given a choice.
But Birdie, how did he get her out of the water onto the boat? He uses his telekinesis.
Yeah, he levitates her onto the boat. He scoops her up ever so gently.
I do like when she's like impressed by his dexterity, even before the sexy stuff.
Right.
He moves her hair out of her face in a
Right.
scene with the magical fingers.
So hot.
And she's like the kind of control that's needed for by the strands.
He's obviously extremely powerful, which she builds up this whole understanding of who he is and the level of power that he has that has you just going like, whew, all right.
So they get her on the boat. She wakes up. Miles, the quartermaster, is like, just kill her.
Just
Kill her, throw her back in the water.
We're on the way to a mission.
Yeah.
This is not a part of the
Yeah.
mission.
Bowen's like, Nope. She's hot and sexy. She gets a choice. So Bowen immediately protects her.
And he says it's just him doing his job, being by his vow, that anybody they pull out of the water is supposed to get this choice. Because their job at the Kunanoon is they patrol the waters. They're trying to protect the worlds from bleeding into each other. So they either become a part of this world as part of the Kunanoon, or they die.
The realm they're in is called Threshold.
Threshold.
And it is basically the center of the world that connects all the different worlds
Yep.
to it.
So yeah, Miles is like, no, this is trouble. This is danger. Just kill it. Kill it.
And right off the bat, she starts to give Bowen lip.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Banter kink. Yeah.
Me?
They have great banter.
I know.
Straight out the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you've been
she's
waiting
feisty.
for a brat romance, here you go.
Wow.
She
Yeah.
is a brat
Yeah.
with all the capital letters.
And within 7 minutes of waking up and meeting him and giving him shit, she fucking steals his flask.
Yeah.
Theft number one.
Yeah. And it won't be the last thing she
No.
steals off
It's
of
like,
him.
she didn't even touch me.
Because maybe she gonna steal his heart too.
Oh.
I will say, I really appreciate that Evelyn just thinks the world of herself. I love how she describes herself. Somewhere along the line, she's like, I'm fat, I'm sexy, I've had so many lovers, I can do this. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
fantastic.
Beautiful.
Very
Yeah.
body positive.
Absolutely. Yeah. She's just like, I'm bodacious and hot and I know it. And I'm going to give you a great time. Like, she just knows
Yeah.
that she's the shit.
And she gives him all of the mouth. Like Joey's banter kink engaged.
Oh.
And she does it in front of the crew, which is a bad idea because we find out Bowen's in a very tenuous kind of situation.
Yeah. So apparently in the Coon, the crew votes in the captain. And he had been voted in, but Miles, the quartermaster, is trying to overthrow him and get Bowen kicked out as the captain so Miles can be captain. And Miles says it right to his face. You're not going to be captain long.
Yeah.
I'm going to be captain.
And to get her to shut up, Bowen takes his magic, wraps her up, covers her mouth, lifts her up, and brings her into his cabin that way to continue this discussion away from the crew. And I was like, oh.
Bringing her into the cabin already.
Mm-hmm. And he can't help but notice those sexy, luscious curves, can he?
No.
He is
because she's all wet.
Kitten. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's all wet. Her clothes are clinging to her. And he's just like, oh, shit, I'm fucking toast.
Yeah.
And he talks about how he loves how soft she is.
Yeah. Yeah. I always get real soft skin envy when people in books are like, oh, your skin's so soft. I'm like, oh, fuck you.
Oh, you took that as just the skin? I took it as like the whole.
Oh, the whole
being.
body. She's just soft.
She's
Yeah.
just soft.
Okay,
Bowen,
fine.
I make a great pillow.
All right. So she, much ado, right? And then she's like, fine, I'll just fucking join your crew, I guess, because I don't want to die. And that's bullshit. She calls it out. She's just like, so you're not going to just like drop me back at my home portal and just let me fucking leave here? Like, that's a shitty two options. And I do enjoy that is where it begins the existential crisis of Bowen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she makes him question absolutely every single tenet that he's ever stood by for his entire memory of his life. But he's not so full of himself to just completely say, this bitch is insane and move on. He starts to question it also. And that's where I really started to fall for him myself. I was like, oh, this guy, he's hot, he's powerful, he's in a position of power. So hot, and he's got an open mind
And a chewy moral center.
Yes.
So you want to know what's real funny? I didn't find him that hot.
He's too soft for you.
It's too soft for me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
He's not
right.
alpha
You know
for you.
that right off.
Oh, of course.
It's
Mhm.
insane.
Mhm.
Oh, totally.
He's a little like I like a man who has that emotion, but there's no alpha there.
No.
No alpha.
No, that's not how this one works.
Womp womp womp.
See, but he was so sweetly romantic, and the way that Katee wrote his romantic lines really got me. So would I have been a little disappointed in the long run if I ended up with Bowen and he wasn't really kind of throwing me around a little bit, which, you know, getting a little bit more alpha? Yeah, I probably would have been a little annoyed. Although he does do some alpha things in the bedroom, I
I
guess.
was going to say he throws her around and puts her at some fascinating angles.
Yeah, he
using
does.
all his talents.
Yeah,
so-
he does. Okay, so we're going to give him that. So anyways, the way that she writes his romantic lines are so great.
He's very in tune with his emotions. He's deep.
He is.
Yes.
You cannot doubt that he's deep. He's very self-reflective. He's going through a gigantic existential crisis throughout this whole book that was really perpetuated by this curvy blonde that they fished out of the ocean.
Well, he always thought he was a good captain, that he was doing the mission the way it was meant to be, that there are other captains who are much more what we consider piratey. They're in it for the glory, the power, the drinking, the wenching.
Yeah.
It's almost like he wanted to be more like the Coast Guard policeman.
Yeah.
He always had that and kind of glossed over some of the less positive aspects of the Kunanun. And he couldn't do that anymore when you had Evelyn just holding up this big mirror of like, nope.
But But
Right.
he was blindly following the rules of the council.
Mm-hmm.
Like the council is only for the good, and he believed every component of that, even though other boats in the fleet were not following the same rules.
Well, he didn't even realize that. Well, because they were, in his mind, going the more piratey direction.
Yeah.
They were abusing the power. They were stealing. They were pillaging. So he's thinking he's doing the right thing this whole time. And he's not even questioning that maybe the, quote, right thing isn't the right thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So I loved it. So obviously, they fuck.
They do.
So the first time she has an orgasm, not really.
Well, right.
So-
But
I loved that was a thing, actually.
tell the people a little bit more about the first experience.
So, of course, she tries to escape. Bowen tries to hide her escaping, so he sets up like basically a trap for her, catches her in the act, and gave her the talk like, look, you took a blood vow. You disappear. All of the Kunanun come after you. And it doesn't matter if you switch worlds. We all have to come after you and kill you. Don't make me do this. What's her response? She fucking kisses him.
Yeah, she's just like, wow, you're hot.
Yeah. And so he gives in.
Yeah, no, sorry, I forgot that, yes, he does do the alpha, I'm gonna throw you around, because then he throws her up against a tree. Mm-hmm.
And she just can't get him close enough. And she dry humps him.
Uh-huh.
And he's into it. And he doesn't even put the magic stuff in yet.
Nope. He doesn't
And
stop her. He's
it's-
just like, this
it's-
is bad decision, this is a bad decision, but
He
I'm still
says
gonna
to
do
her,
it.
Did you just?
Yeah, I love that.
And she's like,
shut up.
shut up.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk
I don't
about
want
it.
to talk about it.
He's like, I didn't even do anything.
But she could feel that he had a big old heart on, and that was good. And she would grind it up against it. And
Yep.
he was a
Yes.
great kisser.
Yep.
And that's all she needed, which is awesome.
If you got that kind of kisser.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where we're starting.
That's where
with
we're
them,
starting.
which is awesome. I like a range of different guys, I guess, but the soft, chewy center for me with him was just wonderful. So he's very in touch with his emotions. And one of the things that he says to her, once he starts having this whole existential crisis, and she is just like pulling him down into this spiral of confusion, they start to kind of be like, oh, this is a thing. Uh-oh. He's like, I'm sinking fast. I don't want to drown you alongside me simply because I'm grasping for something that makes sense.
Oh,
I loved
it's
it.
so good.
And I also really loved that Katee had him in particular make a lot of water analogies. All of the ways that he described the ways he was feeling were
Mhm.
related to water, because that's where he grew up. It was a really nice piece of writing.
Yeah.
Really well done. It was awesome.
Because that's all he's ever known is
Right.
being on the Crimson Hag.
Right.
Because they fished him out of the water at age 13.
And he has no memory of
No
where he was
memory of where
before
he
then.
came from.
And there's going to be another book, right?
Excited to hear there's a second book. Miss Joey's already started reading it. Would you like to tell the listeners?
I finished it, so I will tell you there is not a lot of Bowen and Evelyn in book 2.
Oh.
Book 2 focuses on Lizzie
Oh.
and a sulky named Maeve,
Oh.
but they're all part of the large overarching storyline. But
Okay.
We need more.
we need more.
Okay.
There's a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
So-
So obviously we need more.
We're greedy, greedy, greedy bitches.
Yes,
we
we
want
are.
more. One of the things that I found quite amusing, some shit happens. Evelyn fucks things up. I kind of don't want to spoil how she fucks things up, but they get kicked off the ship. Bowen loses his crew, and
Oh.
they're stranded on an island.
Yeah. That was fucked. She really fucked up.
She really fucked up. They were on a mission, and she fucked up the mission.
Let's back that up because I don't want to use the words that she fucked up the mission because she didn't. She
Okay.
had him questioning
Yes.
if what they were asked to do was right.
She has him questioning it because there's an alternative that doesn't have to end in death.
Right.
So she has him questioning again his moral compass. And he discovers that mid-battle, he's siding with her.
Yes.
And he's realizing that she's right. So he's going through this whole spiral again.
Mm-hmm.
But I did really feel bad for him. Like, she comes in and just fucking blows his life up
Absolutely.
so hard.
Yeah.
Like, not only does she have him questioning his moral compass and questioning everything he does for a living, then she ruins his whole situation and gets him kicked out of the captaincy.
Yeah.
And he's actually lucky, like, he wasn't killed. It was just
Right.
like a boot.
Yeah, they were like, nah, Bowen, we like you. We just don't want you as our captain. So goodbye. We're going to leave you here. You're too law-abiding and strict.
And there weren't enough of people who are aligned with Bowen to swing the vote anymore.
Yeah. Okay, well.
And he says it a couple of times, like, my entire life is gone. The
Yeah.
only thing I've ever known.
Mhm. I felt really
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
for him. Like, even though I was just like, you know what? Evelyn's kind of right, buddy. Like, you're going to figure it out. I still felt really bad for him. That must be truly shocking. So, but he was so great at like talking himself through it and not throwing a giant hissy fit or not being like so pissed off that he like burns the whole town down.
Close to it.
But yeah.
The boat's gone.
Yeah.
They're stuck having to go to an inn. And he is not very nice to the innkeeper. Like, the innkeeper is fucking afraid. And then here comes Evelyn, sweet as pie, Miss Charisma. It's like, I'm sorry, my friend is having a really tough day. We appreciate you being able to take us in. And then, of course, dun, 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 romance novel trope. The room that they're going to sleep in has one fucking bed.
When you said romance novel trope, I was like, is there a hot spring in the room trope?
This room at the inn does have a hot spring in there, though.
Because I was like, oh shit, that's awesome. It's like one of those onsens in Japan that I'm dying to go to.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
totally.
No, but a huge trope that you find in so many romance novels. Two people that are not together that are hoping to get two beds. And of course, they show up at a hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, and it's only one bed.
Right.
And they're forced to share it.
Yeah.
Happens 95% of the time.
Absolutely.
And then we get 3 chapters, one right after the other.
And I want to read this to you about how she gives him the green light. He's like, oh, well, do you want me? And she pretty much says, for all the blank, she rolls her eyes. You might drive me batty, but that doesn't mean I don't want to strip you down and have my filthy way with you. For fuck's sake, Bowen, you made me come without taking off any of my clothes. If I didn't want you, I wouldn't be here. I've wanted you from the moment you stole the flask off my hip, he says. That kiss in the forest was barely an appetizer. I couldn't justify doing more while I was your captain, but my ship is gone. And now we're just 2 souls lost at sea. I shrug out of my cloak and toss it over the chair situated next to the desk. Never think I don't want you, Evelyn.
Oh my God. He is. How can you tell me you don't think he's so hot?
Well, then we don't have to share.
I didn't say he wasn't hot. He just wasn't the type of man I would need an economy size tub of Tums for. He wasn't giving me that heartburn. He
Okay.
wasn't that hot. He was hot.
Okay.
Just no Pepto-Bismol needing to go down.
Okay.
So here's what I really liked about their dynamic. I liked how forward she was. She's always so forward. And he is very vocal. He talks about his emotions. He talks about the way he's feeling. They have great communication. Even in the first few paragraphs of them boning, she says to him specifically, which in none of the books so far have I seen anybody be this specific. And I feel like this is a very healthy way of being, especially with a new partner. She's like moaning, whatever. And then she's like, vertical strokes, use the flat of your tongue. And she gives him like very specific direction. And I was like, oh my God, I fucking love it. And he was just like, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I will continue to do exactly what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Because they spend 24 hours in the room at this inn and they decide they're going to enjoy all 5,733 minutes of the time they're going to spend together before it ends. And so many things happen.
So many things. And this is when we find out exactly what he can do with his powers.
And it's also 2 books in a row, folks.
Squirting. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I need to get my sex checklist up here. Okay, we have spanking. No, that was already covered. Squirting. Wait a minute. Second book. So that was already covered. Let me go back to the top. All right, anal. All right, C, D, E. Fucked by magic. Check mark.
Oh my God. Fucked by magical fingers and magic in general. I was actually chuckling a little bit as I was reading it. I was just like, oh my God, I love that this is a box I'm checking off right now.
So I have to know, if this was a real thing, would you be game?
Oh, fuck yeah. Are you kidding me? Who's going to say no? Put it in the comments, folks.
Some
Would you say
no? Think it's weird. I don't. I don't.
No.
How many times have you wished there were some more hands happening?
Yes.
Seriously.
These come with, you don't have to worry about the person attached to those hands is getting enough.
But you have to think like you're enjoying yourself and things are happening and you can't see them happening. Bertie, especially you, where you talked about you're such a visual person.
Yeah. Well, but I'm usually, because I have to shut off the visuals.
Yeah. I'm just imagining somebody somewhere would probably be creeped out like, wait a minute, your arms are around my legs.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like it's an appendage for him. Because that's his, that's who he is.
Yeah.
So if you don't like that, then you just don't like being with him.
Yeah.
Right?
But that also kind of brings me like the movie Ghost. Would you be okay to be fucked by a ghost? I mean, it's kind of like on the same lateral line, right?
I think it all depends on the individual ghost, just like it does with humans.
I digress. I'm sorry. I went there.
No, but that's definitely like immediately what goes through your head. So yeah, we got to talk about it.
Yeah. I feel like we should turn things over to our sexy stud.
Absolutely.
He loves to have his mouth on mine as he's pumping me full of him. Truth be told, I love it too. It's just another in a long list of intimacies that I enjoy experiencing with him. He gently pulls out of me, and we both look down to see evidence of our fucking dripping from my body. I shiver, and Bowen kisses me again. Then his fingers are there, pressing back into me slowly. It takes me a second to understand what he's doing. He's finger-fucking his come back into me. Bowen. He brushes a kiss to one side of my mouth, and then the other. Do you want me to stop? My active spell ensures I can't get pregnant. This is all for possessive show, not with any endgame in mind. The scary thing is that I'm not sure if it would matter, even if I wasn't protected. I kiss him harder and spread my thighs. Don't let a single drop go to waste.
Okay, I'm retracting my statement.
About what?
I am upping Bowen's hotness score to an 8.25 after that. I didn't forget that, but he did have moments. Maybe I wanted more moments.
I'm really glad that we're swaying you to our side.
Yeah.
So, obviously, the passage I asked our sexy stud to read didn't have magic fingers happening.
That's fine. It
But
had lots of other stuff.
Also, so hot.
So
hot.
Yeah.
I love that little bit of possessiveness.
Totally. And the
So
other
hot.
thing that I forgot that I just saw in my notes, it was a small note, so I didn't see it in my first reread of the notes,
Mm-hmm.
that I forgot about in terms of his kind of like aggressive nature during sex. This is the first book we've read where there is titty slapping.
Yes.
He gives her a solid slap on the titty.
Yes.
Yeah, she was misbehaving
Yeah.
greatly. He told her not to be touching him. He was helping her with her tattoos.
Right.
But she wanted to turn the entire thing sexual. She's
Yeah.
rubbing his thighs while he's tattooing her.
He's like, this might not be the time.
Yeah.
What if I fuck this up?
Right. He's
I
like,
mean,
don't
there's
wanna-
the fucking up of a tattoo, and then this is your spell.
right. Spell tattoos, which so cool.
Right.
Yeah.
So cool. And it also just adds to like the visual of her that you have in your head is very cool. Like she's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's got these cool tattoos and he's redoing them and he's like, stop it, slap. And she was like, oh, like she's never experienced that before. And then she was like, well, okay.
See, and to me, that's what's hotter. He's stoic all the time.
Right.
And then you get him revved up, and that's when he turns feral. Yes, please. Sign me up.
That scene, also the description of how she knows that he likes kissing her while he's getting off, that I was like, that's smoking tidbit right there.
Yeah.
Smoking.
Can we talk about contraceptive spells?
I thought that was cute and clever. That was fun. Yeah.
Can we have that as a real thing?
It's
I
funny
know.
because he's like, I don't have any contraceptive spells on me.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah. And she's like, no, I've already got
I've
one.
already taken one.
That was a cute little world building moment.
If you're wondering if this is just an all-in kind of world, yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I feel like we got all of this really hot sex because there was a timer on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, there's this impending doom,
Yes.
which I think heightens it.
Absolutely.
It hits it up several notches because this could be the last time they're ever going to connect.
Right. But that was torture for me because, hi, it's me over here, the serial monogamist. I really wanted them to be together forever because I absolutely loved them together. I thought they were so cute. And I thought that they were both great foils and balance for each other. Clearly, they were having a great time. He could help her find her place and her roots in a space, which she, you know, talks about. She just kind of has a hard time not feeling like she always has to be running away from things. And she can help him rebuild a life that feels more right.
The 24 hours comes to an end because a ship comes into port, and because they've taken their blood vow, they still have to get on another ship.
Right.
Doesn't matter which ship they serve, they still just have to serve. Bowen's like, well, I love you. I've fallen. I'm going to get you to a portal before I get on the ship. They go to the portal. Who comes through the portal, as you just said?
Lizzie.
Have you ever had an ex that would follow you and follow you
to other
and
dimension.
follow you to another dimension?
Well, but it's not that she wanted her back. It was that she wanted her goddamn family jewels.
Was it a little column A and a little column B, though?
Oh, okay, fine.
A little more
We-
personal.
Yeah.
I think we do discover that it was a
little column B.
little bit of column B, which is very sweet considering Lizzie has like no heart.
No.
So,
Lizzie has as much heart as she's built to have.
right. It was very cute actually when we find out towards the end that Lizzie was just like, hey, like, I do actually kind of like you a little bit. And like, if you need some help, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I actually was kind of shocked when that moment happened. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
She comes through the portal with like a rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right as they were going to go through it.
But then again, second time in a row, Evelyn's a fucking idiot. What the hell does she do?
She's an idiot, but to be fair, it was an accident.
It was an accident.
She didn't really think that she was going to destroy the portal.
But
when
she was also protecting
Protecting
Bowen.
Bowen.
Right.
I get it.
Right.
Dum-dum.
I also really enjoyed how powerful she was.
Yeah, this is
Yes,
not
that
a
was
damsel
cool.
in distress.
That
Right.
was cool.
She was very cool. Like if she needed to, she could pull out some real power, which I really enjoyed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel like it was too much because there was always a cost for it too.
Yeah.
Every time
Totally.
one of these characters displayed a huge amount of power, there was a drain on them that, and it's even stated, like if they give too much, they can die.
Yes.
It's like going completely on empty and not being able to recharge your own battery.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
nuts.
So now Lizzie's in fucking Threshold.
Yep.
stuck there.
Mate. I mean, so they're running away from Lizzie now, and they're both super drained.
And they end up on a ship, the only ship they can go on. And of course, it belongs to the most asshole captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is the Audacity.
The Audacity.
I
by
love-
Perfect name for the boat,
Yes.
right?
I loved the name of the boat. That was great.
Captain by Captain Head.
Captain Head, who's
Captain
a
Head.
berserker.
Berserker. Like, he and Bowen have a past, and he doesn't want Bowen on his boat. But the quartermaster is like, well, we can take them to the capital and they can go get another boat. We have to do that. That's a part of what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, I guess we can do that.
Head does the pomp and circumstance of like, I'm the captain of the boat. You're no longer a captain.
Yeah.
Look at how cool I am. You're a loser, Bowen.
Yeah. That was hard. Felt bad for Bowen.
Yeah.
And that shows, like, what a good guy Bowen is, because
Yeah.
he just like, yeah, okay, this sucks. I gotta be like a fucking deckhand now to be able to get passage. Talk about being able to, like, set aside an ego.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hot.
Mm-hmm.
They have to make a pit stop first. They got to go defeat a mermaid infestation.
Okay, can we talk about one of the things I love about this book is they're pulling in a lot of Celtic mythology, and I was obsessed with this when I was little. I had this illustrated book that was all about fairies and myths of the British Isles. And there were a lot of water creatures that were mermaid-like that were not pretty. Mermaids were not this Disneyfied
Disneyfied. Yes.
Wasn't
pretty
Ariel.
thing. Yeah,
No.
no. These are cannibalistic, killing fish people.
Yeah. They have.
It's
yeah.
amazing.
That's-
Yeah. They describe them as having sharp teeth, seaweed hair,
Yeah. Shark-like eyes, like really
Yeah.
just,
vicious.
gnarly looking creature.
and they're
Yeah.
deadly. And they're talking about like an infestation of this can take out a whole
Yeah.
island. So
Yeah, so the Kunanun were sent to go take care of the mermaid infestation, and I really loved the moment where Evelyn was like, "Oh, mermaids? Oh yeah, fuck
'em."
those assholes." Yeah, no, I'm in for this one.
there are some things that are so dangerous
Yeah.
that there's just no like, let nature be nature. No.
And I loved that it was mermaids.
yes.
yes, out of all things.
I enjoyed that.
That was fun.
greatly.
So they're all fucking up the mermaids, and at one point,
Head is a jackass.
yeah,
He's like, let the mermaids aboard.
which is stupid because he just wanted to have more fun toying with
No,
them.
because as a berserker, he's not a long range guy.
Oh, right, and he
He
can't
can
get in
only
the
fight in close combat.
and he
So-
can't get in the water either. 'cause
can't
he's
get
a
in the water.
Bowling ball.
No,
Yeah.
he can get in the water.
He
if
can?
you think back of what happens later in the
Yeah.
book.
Mm.
He can get in the water, but he's got to be close to his target. He doesn't have
Right.
magic. He technically has immense power, and he goes fucking berserk.
Well, we should
Right.
explain for the folks that don't play D&D or, you know, have this sort of in their storytelling. A berserker gets enraged and then like even their body transforms.
Yeah.
They double in size, they double in strength, but their thinking ability is just not there. They are all just about smash, destroy. Think of the Hulk.
Yeah, Hulk smash.
Hulk smash. But he's got enough conscious thought still there that like he doesn't give a shit if some of his crew die because he makes this decision. He just wants to enjoy the battle. So he lets the mermaids up. Of course, all hell breaks loose. And Bowen's trying to keep Evelyn safe and another crew member who had gotten thrown off the Crimson Hag with them ended up coming aboard now, which was an old crewmate that Bowen was very close to, Dia.
Yeah, she was super cool.
She's super cool. He's trying to protect them with his magic and fight. And so eventually he's like, Evelyn, you're in charge of protecting her. I just got to fight. Gets attacked, swarmed by mermaids.
He gets bit on the neck by a mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking bitches.
Bitches. And I pictured it as almost like a energy pulse comes out of
Yes.
Bowen that just takes the ship. And then all the mermaids drop dead.
All of them.
And they're like
All
weirdly
of them.
boneless.
Yeah.
They're like jelly.
Yeah. He destroyed all of them in one fell swoop.
Yeah.
But had a cost.
Right. Right.
So he collapses, unconscious, and Head is pissed and wants to kill him. But Nooks, the amazing quartermaster, saves them. We have not talked about them at all, but they're awesome, gorgeous, beautiful. Before the big battle, they were flirting with Evelyn, and didn't Bowen at one point pick up Nooks with his magic and placed him in another
and
spot?
Put him
was
somewhere else. He was jealous.
I loved it.
Yeah, loved it. So Bowen had specifically said, like, head's an asshole, but Nooks is solid. He wished that they were the captain of the boat. Nooks steps in. He says, nope, we put him ashore. Once again, Evelyn and Bowen are thrown off a ship.
Yeah.
Number two.
But here's the little tidbit. Nooks says there's a safe house on the island and gives Evelyn directions. And this is when we find out that there's a whole nother layer to threshold.
Right. So they make it to the safe house recommended by Nooks, and it's so cool. It's cozy. There's a little guest book. It's,
But I love the fact that the outside of the safe house is ramshackle, right?
Right.
You wouldn't even know. You're like, oh my God, this place is going to fall on you. And you get inside and it is like a palace.
It is such an amazing piece of world building, these pocket dimensions.
Yes.
Yeah.
The ships were that way too. Like
Right.
you go underneath the deck and you expect these tiny little things with the hammocks. So the pocket dimension underneath, it's bigger. And they also make a point to say how clean it smells.
It's like it
Right.
smells
Like
clean.
there
it
must
smells like
be
the
spells
cleaning
that
spell.
keep it clean.
Yeah, but she was also like, why do all the people on this ship smell so nice? Nobody smells like a piece of shit.
They have
Yeah.
their own bathroom.
They have their own
Yes.
bathrooms. But I also really liked the part of the world building where Bowen says how expensive the pocket dimensions are.
Yes.
So clearly that means that somebody is behind this safe house with a lot of money.
And there's a translator spell on things. So Evelyn was picking up cans that looked like they were in a foreign language that all of a sudden would change letters and she would understand what it was.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah.
Fun world.
I was going to say that's very Doctor Who because the TARDIS does that. It
Mhm.
translates for people. The point you made about it being expensive also showed what a good captain Bowen was to the
Right.
Crimson Hag because the captain spent the money on
Right.
the pocket dimension for the ship.
But he also was like, that saved me a fist fight every other day.
Yeah, it's super smart.
Yeah. Just keep people in their own fucking spaces. Let them take showers.
Yeah.
Turns out even dirty boys want to take showers.
Mm-hmm. And gonna leave it there because I don't want to spoil the story.
Ooh, okay. You're going to have to read it, folks.
You're gonna have to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. It was a super fun read.
It's super
Yeah.
fun.
So-
read.
At this point, if you're going to be annoyed that you don't know the answer, go read it. Nah, 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 nah. It's very fun.
One of the things I really enjoyed about this world and the writing that Katee has done is this is a very progressive book without taking a moment to pause and go, hi, I'm being progressive. It's
Right.
just in the writing. So Kit, one of the people on the Crimson Hag, is non-binary. So
Yep.
all the pronouns that are used at that is me, them. When we get to Knox is also gender fluid.
Yep.
So we've got Z, Zir. And nobody stops and goes, oh, Evelyn, you just need to know, da, 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 da.
Yeah.
It's just in the writing.
Writing,
It's
yeah.
just there. It's just a part of it. You don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Done.
I completely agree that the elegant and natural use of pronouns, very gently, not exposition dumpy
Yeah.
kind of world, let you see that there was this very wonderful, diverse group of people in every place that they went.
Yeah.
The
Everywhere.
people identified in different ways. The people looked different ways. They had different types of hair was described in a few places,
Mm-hmm.
different types of clothing. It was a very diverse world. And it was truly so warm and fuzzy to see that being described in such a beautiful, harmonious way.
Absolutely. Like this beautiful tapestry.
Yeah.
Just woven together.
Right. It just felt natural that, like, oh, the person that they're traveling with for a little bit, what is she, part Fae? She was half Fae.
Yeah. And you don't know
Yeah.
how old she is. And I
Right.
love that they described Dia as having a face that has lived
Yes.
and laughed.
Right. So there's
It's
also
so
like
beautiful.
all the different ages, all the different everything. It was really fun in that sense. It felt very rich.
I
So,
loved her roommate, Lucky.
oh, the roommate? Yeah.
Half mermaid. And she kept looking at them being like, and it reminds me of a shark for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, what's the deal?
Yeah. Lucky was just always a little bit like, yeah. I did like where Katee ended up wrapping this book in terms of the relationship between Lizzie and Bowen and
Evelyn. Absolutely.
So obviously, fucking Lizzie is all powerful. She finds them fucking again on that island because she's just fucking amazing and magical somehow. Evelyn's basically just like, all right, this ends here and now. You're gonna have to fucking kill me. And
Lizzie
Lizzie's
won't.
just like, you really love that fucking guy that much that you're willing to die for him? And she's just like, yeah. I don't want to fucking kill you. Fine. So they come to a truce, and I really enjoyed that they ended up actually saying, you know what? We all need the same thing. We're all going to be friends here. We're going to figure this out, and we'll help you get your family jewels back. They're on the Crimson Hag. And then they forge off to their merry way.
Yes.
So it was a really nice ending. It felt really kind of warm and fuzzy because it also made me feel great because my dread the whole time of Bowen and Evelyn getting pulled apart, they ended up saying, nope, she's ready to stay with him. She's not going to run away from him. She blew his fucking world up, but guess what? She's his world now, and he's going to rebuild it together with her, and it's really cute. I loved it. I loved them.
I love them together.
Yeah.
I know. I thought Bowen was hot. Sometimes Evelyn would get a little under my nerves, but I don't have to date her.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like, great, they're together. They're fun together. Let's keep them together.
Right.
My friends, before we get into the rating, is it time?
Dun, 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 dun.
Time for Addition with the Dames.
It never gets old.
No,
Oh,
no.
God, we're such
But it does get
dorks.
cheesier each and every time
Oh,
we do
100%.
that.
It's going to be so cheesy by the end.
So in the book, we got to meet a lot of different characters with a lot of different powers. If you had to choose one of the supernatural beings from the book to be with sexually and get to experience their powers, who would it be?
Part of me just wanted to immediately, seeing where you were going with that sentence while you were halfway through it, just be like, Bowen, 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 Bowen.
But think about Lizzie
But
and
Lizzie.
her
What about your
bite.
vampire kink?
But Lizzie. Lizzie definitely sounds like a good old time.
Yeah.
She sounds
Yeah.
like a good time. But Lexx,
Well, I'm going to be very on brand.
yes. Why
Wow.
choose?
No. I'm thinking, so you got Bowen with his invisible hands, and you got Nux with his ability to manipulate air, water. Can I have a Bowen Nux sandwich, please? And I'll be the meat in between.
The meat. in
I'll be
between.
the sassy sauce in between.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I choose all. I will take a turn with each. Thank you very much. And then make a decision on who I move forward
That's
with.
not what the fucking question was.
If I had to choose one, probably Bowen, because I moved my score for Bowen sexually. He was an alpha.
Yeah.
Everyday life.
Yeah.
He was just a paladin pirate.
Yeah. But he was just a paladin in the end.
Paladin. How many times? I didn't count.
You know, I was just thinking as you said that, with the amount of times the word paladin came up in the book, and we've gotten almost all the way through our discussion, and we're just saying it now.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
If you know that world, there was no other better way to describe Bowen, though.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because his moral compass led in the direction of doing good.
Once he
Oh.
got the moral compass cleared up.
Realigned. Yeah.
Once he got it adjusted and
Yeah.
back to center.
You're right. That wasn't the question I have to choose. I would choose Bowen because as fun as Nux would probably be, I love the steadiness of Bowen and then the fire with it.
Bowen's got a lot of options. Bowen's got a lot of fingers and a lot of places.
So technically, fucking Bowen could be like fucking multiple partners at the
Yes.
same time.
You get a lot
Yeah.
when you get
Yeah,
Bowen.
I think.
And also you get a lot. Okay.
Yeah, because he's big. He's like 6'5",
He's
wide
big.
shoulders, tan from being on the bone.
It's those
yeah.
wide shoulders that get
yeah.
me.
Oh, yeah. He can pick me up with his power and put me over his shoulder.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, he moved up to an 8.6 now on
I
this.
thought he was at an 8.75 before.
All right, so he's moved up to an 8.90.
Okay,
Close
fine.
to a 9, not there.
Give the man a damn 9.
A fine 9.
Oh my God, the peer pressure.
I feel the pressure.
Well, since we're throwing scores around, why don't we rate this book?
Let's rate this thing.
Let's rate it. I always like to start with the romance.
Oh, well, I think anybody who's been listening so far just knows that I'm going to say 5. So let's just get that straight out the gate. 5 all the way. I think they're so cute together. I think he's so romantic. I almost want to read the book again just for that romance because he was so cute and I loved them together so much. And the moment of realization where they decide they're going to be together is so, so, so sweet. 5.
All right, Joey.
All right, Emmy. Let me shock you with this. 3.5.
You didn't like it?
It was a little too insta-love for me. It was a little...
Yeah.
This is a constant thing for you.
Yeah. Who hurt you? Where are they?
Oh, hold on. Let me get the list. I have it in the notes section on my
Oh,
phone.
motherfucker.
You needed your slow burn. Oh.
Yeah. The slow burn and the banter for me go hand in hand because it's like you're building something. And I know I've talked about my past trauma, about my hair and my life going up in fiery flame anytime I've been in that insta-love situation that now I'm just like, when I see that, I'm like, you don't fucking know each other. Not saying that it doesn't work out. I've known plenty of people that have gotten married after knowing each other 30 days, and they've been married for years. You are gambling, and you are gambling with your decision and your emotions. And for me, that's just like that insta-love is just weird. I like the build. So was it beautiful? Do I think they're a great fit for each other? Yeah. Did it happen real fast? Yeah.
I love it.
Okay. I am also a 5 for romance
Okay.
because they are so wonderful together that I'm just on board with their journey. And you know I believe in instant love.
Yeah,
So
you do.
I love a slow burn because to me that's foreplay. But also we're not talking about the smut. We're talking about the romance. So I'm all for instant love and then the slow burn to the smut.
Yeah.
To me, when you have that romance and you're yearning
Yeah.
and then it's taking some time to get to the smut. But we're on romance, I say 5. So now for the smut. Give it to me, Joy.
Wow, Birdie, you're staring at me like you are waiting.
Sometimes I wish we were filming this because the
Just so people
look
could see.
you guys give each other are fucking funny.
I know. 3.75.
And it aligns with your romance.
It does. It does. So I squirting, yes. Super cool, super fun. It's funny that 2 books back to back after having run through 800 that never had the word squirt in it, we got 2 back to back. Fucked by magic fingers? Fuck yeah, all the way. Would I have liked a little more? Would I have liked it a little dirty? Of course. Have we met me, people? I like the great storyline, great chemistry, great banter, and fucking amazing dirty sex. I need a little more. 3.75, I still think that's strong. It comes in really hot. Will I continue to read the series? Absolutely.
Wow. I'm really intrigued to hear you say that you wanted more
Yeah.
because I feel like it was just enough and she was really putting it in there quite often.
Same. I'm like, Let's see, there were the 3 back-to-back chapters in the
That wasn't enough for you.
first third, and then there's the whole...
Well, we got all the way to 50% before they had sex at the end.
Yeah, but it felt so natural.
Interesting.
It felt so natural.
Wow, it's crazy that I am in a different direction than Zooey. But guess what? It's okay.
Yeah,
No,
totally.
well, I was about to say, and guess what? That's why we have a podcast.
Yeah.
Because it's fun to talk about things that are different, because it would be so boring as fuck
If we all agreed
the
on
same
everything
thing.
and was like, oh, this is wonderful flowers.
I'm like, wasn't that Ruthless Creatures?
Yeah, well,
Were we all super aligned with Ruthless?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Everything
fun.
came in hot.
That's fun
Hot,
every
hot,
once in a while.
hot.
Anyway,
Yeah.
did you give a number?
Smut?
Yeah.
Did you think I was going to say anything other than a 5?
Well, I still have to... Whoa! Would you please tell the court, what is the number you give for smut?
Your Honor, I give it a 5.
Whoa, this got you steamy?
Okay, so it didn't get me as steamy as other books. Not everything's going to be Bride for me, okay?
Out of all the books,
I know.
out of the other 10 options you could have quoted, it was Bride?
I'm telling you, that book was like a 6, okay? I should have given it a 6. It's the standard to which I will hold all others at this point. But I thought this was like kinky enough. Like when he slapped her titty, I was like, oh, that brought it up a whole like 0.25% right there, because
All it took was a titty slap.
we don't get a lot of titty slaps in other books.
No. Wow.
So I like
Yeah.
the diversity. I liked the whole dry humping makeout sesh. There were things in pools. There were things in beds. Whatever.
There were things in the air.
Things in the air.
yeah.
Exactly. So there's lots of diversity. There was lots of different occasions. It felt natural. It felt like the volume that we were getting, it was not excessive because it felt right for the story.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a lot of times it's just like, oh, we're going to go all night. I'm so tired of hearing that and having it be just because. In this, it felt right.
Okay. I think I finally found a thing.
A thing.
A thing.
A thing.
A thing. You know how you guys have your thing that happens in books where you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hear this.
All 750 of the ones that I have? Yes.
Yeah.
If I hear one more time, he put 2 fingers in me and I felt full, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah.
I get this is a big human. I get that they have big fingers. But come on.
Yeah.
Does every romance FMC have the tightest pussy on earth?
Yeah. Come on. Can we have a
I mean,
FMC?
seriously.
Can we have an FMC that needs 3 fingers at least? Come on.
Yes. Let's start with 3 and move larger. If these MMCs have the biggest schlongs they've ever seen, and you're shoving 2 fingers in there, and it's a tightness and uncomfortable, come on.
See, that's funny that you say that, because I actually, when she said that, I was like, okay, because he's a massive being, I will accept the 2 fingers fullness because he's huge.
I also accepted it because when she looks down, it isn't his fingers, his physical fingers.
Oh, right. It ended up not being
his physical
magical
fingers. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I didn't think of
It's
that
true.
aspect.
I
It's
highlighted
true.
that one. So
But it's funny because I never went for stuff like that. I put myself in the story, I read it, I enjoy it or I don't enjoy it.
Mhm.
Now I'm starting to look for things and be like, oh, I think that bothers me. Oh, I think that's weird. Should I feel weird about that? But now that I'm like analyzing these books for us to do on this podcast, you people are like transforming me into a person I just don't know anymore.
Making you a fucking critical ass bitch.
Yes.
just the way it is.
Yes.
What do you think, Lex?
oh, it's 5 for me.
Okay.
I'm all about the inventiveness on this one.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
much enjoyed that myself too.
I just enjoyed. It was well thought out magical stuff.
It really was.
You know, it's like, okay, you have this power. What are all the fun things that we could do with this? All right, let's restrain you in several ways. And we've got extra appendages. So we're going to have these ones hold you. These ones are going to tweak the nipples. These ones are going to work on the clit.
And that's why it was a 3.75, ladies.
Why?
Hello, for all the reasons that Lexx just listed.
Why?
I would have loved those outlined. Give me more.
She did outline them.
You just wanted more of that.
Yes.
Okay.
You want more magical finger nipple tweaks.
I want more inventive, crazy, wild magic sex.
Okay.
I think she wanted a little magic hand on the throat. You know, maybe magic hand pulling the hair.
Oh, yeah. Magic hair.
I felt pressure. I felt pressure at
another
entrance.
Well, so he did do some magical hair pulling.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And he did it so elegantly because he's
Yes.
so powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, 5.
Love it.
All right. To the story. The actual story. Birdie, birdie, bird.
Okay. 4.75. Oh, the story was super fun. The only reason why I'm not giving it a full 5 is because it started to feel a little bit like we're going this way, we're going back. We're going this way, we're going back. But I very much enjoyed the story. I very much enjoyed the world. And by the end of it, I was like, where's the second book, folks? Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
4.5.
Oh.
I think the story really led this whole entire thing. I
Mhm.
love the concept. I love the worlds. I love the flow of it. I love the thought of the revolution. I want more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why after I finished book 1 and took my notes, I immediately downloaded and bought book 2 and went along for the ride. So I hope this is going to be a long, drawn-out series. I hope we get more information in the conclusion. And I do want to see more Bowen and Evelyn. But I thought it was really interesting how it started to where it ended. And I want more of it. Well thought out. It was a cool, fun story.
Awesome. I'm going to give it a 4.5. It's almost a 5. It's so well thought out. There's a mixing in of like a lot of mythology. There's a lot of world building here. I love the way Threshold functions and the way the different islands are. I love the map on the desk.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
It was super cool magic thing. And the idea that like these islands pulse in and out. They're not there stable all the time. And
Right.
the way the cultures are mixed together and such. The only reason why I'm not putting it quite at a 5 is there's a lot of pieces that I feel are pulled from pop culture and are influenced. There are some pieces where I was like, oh, the pocket dimensions, that reminds me of this writer's writing. And the translator, that makes me think of Doctor Who. And the elements thing, that makes me feel like Avatar: The Last Airbender. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being influenced by pop culture and making it your own. Or even sometimes people just come up with the same idea.
Sure.
But also because I kept popping up those other references. That's the only
Yeah,
reason why
sure.
I kind of pull it back just a little bit. But the way Katee put it all together, it's such a lovely like story gumbo that it's a 4.5 for me. Overall, let's bring it home, my friends.
I always told you that my gut reaction drives me. I listen to the book the first time, I open up my note, and I give it a score. And then I generally don't adjust for the second read. But after the conversation we've had today, I had started with a 3.75, and I don't know if that's where I need to be. I really liked this book. I actually, if nothing else, like Katee's writing. There's another series very well known that Katee has done so many books on that I'm dying to read. I like the writing style. I like the story. I like the flow. I don't know where I came at with the 3.75, but I'm actively going to make an adjustment and I'm going to put this at a 4.
Nice.
That means I like it. Is it somebody I'm going to continue to read? Absolutely. Do I enjoy it? Will I read other books that come out within the series? Yeah, I want to know more.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go to a 4. I feel very good about a 4.
Overall, I'm going to give it a 4.5. Yeah, I really liked it. I'm very excited to read another book when I find time in my life to read. I thought it was super fun. It was an easy read, which is
Mhm.
another reason why I would continue to read more, is because In the era that I am in my life,
Mm-hmm.
do not have the brain capacity to read dense writing that makes me fucking work. I would like to be enter-fucking-tained. And Katee entertained the shit out of me.
Yeah,
So there we go.
100%.
Yeah.
This for me was exactly the book we needed after the heavy of
Oh, yeah.
Does It Hurt? So, Katee, thank you. You brought this lovely palate cleanser right in and just gave me the fun and the joy I needed, the magic. It's just so cute. And I can't wait to read more. And it's something that I would actually recommend. And the fact that I got done and the first thing I did was I went to my library app and was like, okay, is the next book out yet? I would recommend this for good, fun, light reads. Like you said, super entertaining. So yeah, 4.5. Just the joy. So friends, thanks for joining us. We love having you here. If you want to give us a hand, please go to our social medias, like, subscribe, share. Throw into the comments. We would love to know, what would you like us to be reading? We got a whole nother season to plan out. So please, if you think there's something you want us to read, there's nothing more fun than sharing the stuff that you love. Give it to us. We want to hear about it. Also, last little piece I'm going to ask for. You really want to help us out? Please go to your platforms where you're hearing us and give us a review. We'd love to see those 4 or 5 stars just twinkling at us. Some lovely words to keep us warm at night. Keep us going in cold, dark days of winter when we're wondering, is this something we should still be doing? We need it. We're so cold.
Write me a blanket. A cozy blanket.
Because honestly, there's nothing we would rather do than be able to do this for you more often. So write us those reviews, help us with that algorithm so that we can be here every week for you someday.
Yeah. We love you. You love us. Admit it. Even just a little bit. Where you hate us so much that you don't know if it's love or not. Refer to Does It Hurt in case you don't understand that feeling.
Oh my God, thank you for being here. We love you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Bye.